What are you waiting for? Like, are you seriously trying to decide between the new Sony a6700 as opposed to the ZV-E10 or the ZV-E1? Or are you trying to get a Panasonic S5 Mark II or 2X, or the original S5, or a Fuji X-H2, or like, what are you waiting for? Because what do you even want to say? Like, what are you even trying to share? What do you do? What do you want to do? You doing weddings? You doing landscape? You a street photographer? You a filmmaker? You're doing documentaries? You're doing narrative work? You're doing commercials? You're doing promos for companies? Like, you a YouTuber? Like, what are you trying to do, and what are you waiting for? Time is going by. Look at what's happening in the world right now. Things are changing so fast. I'm not going to get into politics right now, but things are happening in the world that are crazy right now. And so I think it's really important to hit record right now to document everything that's happening. Because the thing is, the world, the Earth, is going to survive. We might not survive, but the Earth is going to survive. And I think that the more people who document what's going on around them and what they're interested in, what's meaningful to them, what's important to them, the more chance that there's going to be stuff left here for future generations to see what was going on so that they can learn from our mistakes. I'm just saying, what are you waiting for? There's so many amazing cameras. The Sony a6700 sounds incredible. It's basic, like I learned on the Sony a6400. And I think it's basically like the a6400, but with 10-bit 422 capability. I think it has some stabilization in it, but I'm sure it's not as good as Panasonic, but it's just basically like a step up from the a6600, the a64, like the a6000 series, which means it's an incredible camera for $1,500 bucks. But then again, you can get a Panasonic S5 for like 900 bucks right now on MPB. That's an incredible camera if autofocus is not that meaningful to you. It's not that meaningful to me. I'm using a Minolta Telesor 28mm f2.8 lens right now, so it's all manual. I got to do everything myself. I actually had to bring a tape measure out here to get my focus correct because I'm about 7 feet away from the camera. That's why I'm in focus, because I measured 7 feet. I'm shooting at f4, so I know I have a little bit of leeway. But I digress. You know, I'm just saying, like, there are so many stories to be told. Look what's happening. Look what's happening in the world socially. Things are changing. You know, like, people are changing the way we look at things. You know, gender, marriage. You know, the Supreme Court. Like, so much stuff is going on right now. People are up in arms about certain things. Like, there's a huge divide in this country right now. I think it should be documented. I think we should be making art. You know, and at the least, if you don't consider it art, make it documentation. And don't just let it be the news. Don't just let it be the people who you receive it from. Let it be you. Let it be you who goes out there and learns about how people are feeling about what's going on. You know, how it's affecting the people who you know and who you love. Don't wait. If you have a budget, if you have money sitting there like burning a hole in your pocket right now, you know, deciding whether or not to buy the a6700 or the Panasonic, you know, S5 Mark II or Canon R5C or whatever your thing is, you know, whatever you're looking for, just get something and do something. You know what I mean? Like, start using it, because the decision about which camera to make is not that important. I got a Panasonic S5, the original one. I got no desire to watch camera videos anymore about what's the best camera. I mean, I watch them sometimes just because I enjoy them. And people make these incredible review videos that are like short films, so I enjoy that, but I'm not trying to buy a different camera. I might buy another one of these just so I have two angles, but the point is I'm out here doing stuff, you know, because I think it's really important, and I think it's really important for you. You're a filmmaker, you're a photographer, you are a documentarian. You're the person that's going to leave the information here for future generations so that they can learn from our mistakes. I just wish you wouldn't wait. I wish nobody would wait, because there's so much to be kept, you know, to be documented. I keep using the same word. Sony a6700 sounds incredible, but the a6400 was incredible too. Just get a gimbal, you save a lot of money. Get an a6100, 6300. Just get anything. Get a Panasonic GH5, GH6. Don't wait. Because you know what? The longer you wait, the more confused you're going to get, because every single camera that you're trying to decide upon is incredible, is capable of pretty much everything that you want to do. It's really more about the lenses. You know, you should think about that. Like, what are you trying to do? And do you need a far reach, or do you need more of, you know, a portrait type of lens? Like, you should think about that. Or do you need a good all-around lens like this 28mm? It's my favorite focal length because I could do anything with this. I run around with a 28mm and a 50mm, and that's it. You know, I have a 28-70 zoom lens, but I almost never use it. I got a Minolta 28, Minolta 50. They're both manual. They're both incredible. They look like, you know, they look like a vintage lens. They got a lot of character. They're not perfect. Look at what this looks like right now. Does it look perfect? It's pretty good, I bet. But, you know, it's 28mm. I'm just documenting a moment in time. And so, yeah, be Mark Bone. Be Danny Gewirtz. Be Roger Deakins, but be your own. Be you. Tell your stories. Be creative with it, you know? Because the thing is, once you start doing projects, you're going to get better and better and better and better until you're at a level of all those guys and women. And I'm telling you, we need you. So pick a camera, make that thing a part of your body, make it a part of your heart and your soul, and share some work with us, because we need it, you know? We can't be listening to just one person. I mean, I don't know. I think it's too hard to make a decision now. Like, why would you choose the Sony a6700 over the ZV-E10? What would the reasons be, you know? With your final outcome of what you could get out of each of those cameras. Really, think about that. Like, 10-bit does make a difference, but, you know, there's some incredible work out there on cameras that don't have that, you know, 8-bit cameras. I'm just saying, you could save a lot of money, but what's more important, you could be doing shit right now. So I'm going to end this video right now. This was just something that was on my mind, and feel free to tell me to shut the fuck up at any time, but that's what I think. Stop trying to decide on what camera to get. If you want my opinion, get a Panasonic S5. It's hard to learn, harder than a Sony that has great autofocus and all this other stuff, but this has all the filmmaking tools that you need. Like, if you're a filmmaker, get this camera. It's also a great photography camera. But if you really need autofocus, definitely don't get it. Get the Mark II. Get the a6700. Get the a7S III. Get the FX3. Get the a6100. Get something. Do something. Share something. We need you. The world needs you. The world's going crazy right now. How much longer is this world going to last? We have to get shit done and put it somewhere so that future generations can see it. So not everything is going to continue to exist in the future, but some of it will. So everybody needs to take part and to contribute and tell the stories. All right, that's it.